not, for any reason, ever share your private keys, passphrases, passwords, or click suspicious links. Everyone all the time is trying to steal your stuff, so go slow and be careful. There's no point making all this money just to give it to a thief.
You had to go to work. Going to work is not an excuse. God, no, I think going to work is an excuse. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello, hello. Cognitive bias and game theory ebooks still available. They will be. We're going to have those on the, yes, they're going to be in the back end of Digital Investor. Isn't that right, Brandon?
What's that? Sorry.
The cognitive bias and the game theory ebooks, we're going to make those available, right?
Yeah. They're going to be on there. We just got ramrodded with this hypercycle node thing this week. So a couple things we're going to catch up on. But yeah, it's all going to end up. Dude, this, what people are needing to realize is that member dashboard is going to have every tool known to man here soon. Like this is going to have so much stuff. Oh yeah. I meant man in like a general term. I don't know why, but you're right. Okay. And helicopters, obviously.
So yeah. Every attack helicopter. So what we're going to do, we're going to show you, as part of the housekeeping today, Brandon has something for those of you that have nodes, node licenses. You're like, when are the NFTs coming? When is it? Don't worry. We got you. We'll show you in just a second. He's been doing all sorts of magical squirrel stuff.
Guys, I'm telling you.
Super
and girls. I
think just generally helicopters, all you helicopters out there.
I gotta work on that.
Okay, let me see. Okay, you want to give us a look-see?
Yeah, it's time. Let's go ahead and switch this over. So when we get, this is something that I think is really cool. It's actually something that we hadn't originally planned on doing, but I think is going to go a long ways in the long run. So we have all the NFTs ready to airdrop. The collection is here. So this is the collection that we have created to drop you guys. So I have every single wallet address. You guys say when an order comes through, did you get my wallet? Yeah, I have every single one, dude. This is a meticulous process and it's 100% ready. So these NFTs are ready to start getting airdropped. It's really cool. So if you got 32 node license, you'll get one of the 32 node ones. If you got one of the 8 node ones, you'll get one of the 8 ones. And then obviously you can go in here and it kind of links to all sorts of things. So each of these are actually linked to one of the master licenses, and you can tell that in the traits. So depending on kind of the order that you signed up and things like that, you'll get your master license attributed to the node licenses that you get. This will kind of contain the node count, and then the hardware center is obviously going to be digital investor. So you can kind of see that, which is really cool. One thing to note is these NFTs are transferable and all that stuff. But basically what this is right now, it's a token of ownership for the master license or for the node license. This isn't the actual node license that we're going to be getting, but it is the token of ownership of the node license. So you guys have something in your wallet. So you guys know that you have, dude, I have 32 licenses anyway. So that's kind of cool. So this thing will be airdropped. Hopefully starting, I'm going to say realistically starting tomorrow, because there's a lot of stuff that I got to build on the website starting today. I really want to get that chat area on the website. Like I said, we're going to be getting a chat area in the website where everybody can kind of chat and do stuff. The chat on the YouTube chat goes away after the live stream's over. So we want to have a chat where we can maintain like chats and questions and things like that within the website. So anyway, this is we're gonna start dropping this thing, yeah, probably tomorrow. Pretty cool.
Woo woo. Okay. Have not worked with. Okay, wait. Cruisin asked if I buy a block of node licenses, I still need the tilling device. Okay, so listen. Here's how it works. You fall in one of a number of categories. You might own the tokens and no equipment. You might own equipment and no tokens. You might own equipment and tokens and no license, tokens and license, no equipment, equipment, license, no tokens. You could be 1, 2, or 3 of those groups. Now, everybody can participate, but the more that you're participating in tilling and eventually compute, the more revenue you would earn, right? The more contribution you're making to the overall hypercycle ecosystem. So that being said, if you just have tokens, you don't need a license, you don't need equipment. You could just point them in the direction of a pool, right? If you have the licenses and the tokens, you can marry them together. You can run them on your own equipment, like the device that they're going to sell. You could run them on your own. I mean, eventually you'll be able to run them on a phone. But again, there's not a lot of compute power in these phones. Good memory, but not a lot of compute power. So as you would scale potentially more nodes and things like that, you'd need more compute power. Or you can take your tokens and your license, you can point them to a facility that's building out the hardware infrastructure, and you'll do some kind of split deal arrangement. All right. There's no more data on that yet, because until they actually roll this out. And one of the other things is that reason we're giving you guys NFTs is because right now the ability to split the individual nodes out is, while technically possible, the native token is not in circulation and things like that. They're not ready at Hypercycle yet. And remember too, that when they first launched, they said their window to being able to roll all this out is 18 months. So they're way ahead of that timeline. So we're only 3 months and a few weeks in. So I would urge people to kind of, slow down a little bit. Can you buy digital investor membership? You can buy it on any weekend or even during the day. And then I think probably maybe we have a real quick discussion about the scarcity of these nodes. Okay, there is a fixed amount of node licenses. So you can do a little, napkin math. Who likes napkins? I love napkins. Does anyone off the top of their head, can they spit out the total number of tokens in Hypercycle? What is the total number? Brandon, you can't answer.
I was just going to say, while they're thinking about this, digital investor, this is the last free session. There's some confusion. People are like, yes, sir. This is the last free session.
What day is September 1st?
No, we're not doing. No, we said 2 weeks free, Nick. September 1st is next. What? This is what we've been telling in emails. We've been teasing. This is the last free session for 2 weeks now. So basically, you can sign up whenever you want.
I thought Friday was the first actual, because that's September 1st.
Who starts on a, what the are you talking about? Friday.
People start at new months. People start on new months. We don't care what day of the week.
No, we have robots and stuff. This is the last free session. I thought we were locking up Monday, man.
I don't know. We might have to arm wrestle. Okay. We'll figure that out. So
you want to give people 2 more. What is this? That would be 2 more.
1.4, close. Okay. The number is 2.147 billion. I want everyone to write it. That's funny.
You want 2 more free
I want
shows?
Everybody. So there's 184.
Let's vote in the chat right
there's
now.
There's 184 people here. I want 184. Well, one, put some goddamn likes on the video. It's funny. There's 7,000 people in the video and then 3 likes. Really? Is it that bad? Did you lose? Was this hour so awful that you can't even anyway, 2.147 billion. Why is it important to know that? Because then you can start backwards regressing and getting all the numbers that you want. So if you do some more math, if it's 1,024 tokens, okay, 1,024 tokens per node, then how many total nodes will there be? So yeah, it's close, Frank. I got somewhere around 2,096,679. But again, we're kind of all in the same range. Let's just say 2.1 million to keep it like in our brains, okay? Now, that leaves how many master nodes? So then take that number, divide it by 512. And you're going to get a number that looks like, we don't really have a drum roll. I guess we have applause, but applause is not really like a drum roll. Anyway, that number is 4,095 master nodes. Was that worthy of applause?
Oh yeah.
So if you have five, that's not a lot. So here's the deal. Do a little mental, like kind of obvious math. Assuming that this network proliferates, assuming that this ecosystem is built, assuming that tokens plus node licenses plus equipment equals revenue, and there is a fixed amount of these, the only thing there's not a fixed amount of is revenue. There's pretty much an infinite amount of potential revenue, given the like limits of like hardware. But there is a fixed amount of node licenses. There's a fixed amount of tokens. So that should lead many of you to draw a conclusion. And that conclusion is that this may look a lot like a commodity at some point. Again, if you have belief in the network that it's going to be this vibrant kind of compute ecosystem and all this kind of stuff. So if you believe in that, then you have to decide, do you want to buy these now, or do you want to buy them later when people are scrambling for them?
You're missing something too that's really important here.
Go on,
Nick.
Go on.
Thing that we're running into that's finite is the resource of the hardware available to run these things, which we have. Digital Investor has. There are now people coming to us because they've purchased nodes and they have nowhere to run them or know how. They don't know how to run them, and we're going to be able to do that for people. So we actually have outside groups approaching us. Hey, can we bring our nodes over to your system? And we're like, no. If you bought the nodes through Digital Investor, we're going to run them for now. We want to make sure all of our people are able to run their nodes. People are going to be able to get licenses potentially, but then they'll just be like licenses without nothing happening with those.
They'll have to go buy equipment. And so, yeah, we are working with a facility that is working directly with Hypercycle to expand. And that's one of our, not only is it one of our digital investors, one of our digital private clients, one of our very first, matter of fact, it was the very first digital private client because he was the one that helped me set up in the very beginning when Brandon and I were kicking this idea around. He was the one that helped us set it up. So anyway, he and a team of a very competent team are working with Hypercycle, and I'm not going to step on their toes. They'll make announcements whenever they feel like making announcements, but they are building out full facilities and they will scale as the currency units come in. And so our goal is to probably be working with them. I don't know if or to what extent we would also work with HyperPG, but that's an option as well. But the first thing is to take our community and make sure they have a place to run their equipment. But also remember that this is not an overnight on and off switch thing. There's a little murkiness into how all of this gets done. So we have to go slow. I don't want to lose money. I don't even like losing tic-tac-toe. Luckily, I play against Brandon, so I've never lost.
Easy wins.
And never tied.
This is a good question. Don't have enough tokens to fill them yet. Do we know how soon? We don't know exactly the date. We're still talking we have a meeting with Hypercycle. We're maybe today, but probably this next week sometime we're going to meet with Hypercycle. We're going to know exactly when and how we're going to be able to get these things online. If you have licenses and not tokens to fill them, you need to be able to marry those tokens. Now, I know there are people that have tokens and not licenses, so you guys can figure that out.
Yeah, and remember, this isn't. It's
Right
not.
now.
This isn't a single thing like Bitcoin mining where you take a machine, you plug it in, you point it in the direction, and just say, "Good luck. I hope I mine Bitcoin." This is not that. You're actually helping create this big giant ecosystem where machines can talk to machines, AI machines can run compute workloads, and you and everybody else involved gets paid for facilitating that service. It's kind of like a not open source, but a community disintermediated Amazon Web Services with compute power, right? And we're just getting paid what a business would get paid. We're getting a piece of that for running these little data centers. So there are several working parts. Great.
An 8-node license is $920. This is not so the demand is something that Hypercycle's working on. They haven't given us a concrete number, obviously. They seem to think demand is there, so we are trusting that, right, Nick?
Well, in ours,
then,
there's only so many. There's only 4,095 total master nodes. So whether they get bought up now or they get bought up in the next 5 years, we don't know that. But when they're gone, they're gone. There is a number, and the number is the number.
Joe, we know where this is. Do we want to answer this, Nick, or not?
No.
Okay.
We can't. That's not our business to say where those data centers are located. That's not. We're not.
Yeah.
We don't run those data centers. We are investors in them, like other people would be.
Yeah, this is more of a this is private, so we don't want to.
They'll announce. I'm sure they'll announce something in the next couple of weeks, because I think they want to believe. They want to bring their first machine online, their first master node, and then and scale from there, because they need to do some testing and things like that. Yep.
Perfect.
Okay. Whew, house cleaning done. Should we get? Let me see. Will you be offering training on selling Bitcoin options in the future? Well, we have that training video series. Oh crap! I should probably get access to that for the digital investors. I did a 3 or 4 hour kind of seminar on selling Bitcoin options, mostly cash secured puts and covered calls. The reason I've stepped away from that is, one, I don't want people trading. Two, I mean, you could be a net put seller, but I don't think right now, as tumultuous as the crypto space is, at least for Bitcoin, I don't think you want to be messing with it. I think around 40K, then we will make it a part of every show, at least on Mondays and Fridays. We'll take a look at the options market. For those of you that want to do it, I don't want anybody to feel like they can't, because it is a way to monetize your Bitcoin. And I've been thinking about grabbing some Bitcoin if it got closer to, say, 20K. I'm just not interested in it right now. It's not, they're like, oh, Bitcoin could go to 100K. Oh, really? Could it do a 3X? That's amazing. You ain't retiring off no 3X.
We can say this. It's in. What can we say, Nick?
Nothing.
Can we say it's in?
No,
nothing?
It's not our business.
I know, but I want them to know that the people running it know what they're doing. Like, I promise you, it's not, and we know where it is, and it's not.
Well, and
here's
it's
the
not,
reason that they're asking, Joe.
Let me also clarify something. You don't want all the nodes to be located in one country. That is a recipe for disaster. The whole idea is you want the network to be disseminated all across the world so that there's no locality-based attacks, right? Like, I mean, we could go into the whole thing about why high-frequency trading worked, because of half a mile and how many milliseconds and nanoseconds it takes to process a transaction and front-running transactions. But the same thing they were doing in high-frequency trading is an attack vector in decentralized and disintermediated systems. So the idea is you have nodes spread out all over the world, and if they're spread out all over the world and any two nodes that are local can communicate, then you have a very small attack surface, and you don't have time for an attacker to figure out where a transaction's being located, to figure out what the partner node is, and then to attack the entire network from there.
If you bought the nodes at Digital hold on. If you bought the nodes at Digital Investor, yes, we're going to run them on our hardware. That's easy stuff.
But you do not have to. You can go
you don't have
off
to.
with them. Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that goes to the next question down here. Oh my gosh, where is it? if this one right here, yes, you still have control over them 100%. This is also another question.
Real quick, before we need to probably like get on to the good stuff, but
I know, but these are
nobody
like
has to run nodes with us.
Right.
Let me say it in a very elegant way that everyone will understand. We don't give a shit what you do with them. We're just making them available. If you want to run them in the direction that we are, we're not taking a piece of it. We're just saying, hey, here's where we're putting them. You can do it too. We're not taking a cut other than any investment we made in the facility. You're welcome to do whatever the truck you want with those node licenses and all that. It's your stuff. So don't feel like you're handcuffed to us. So there.
That's right.
Okay.
Don, this is obviously a tech tip video's coming out. I'm going to help you guys. I know this is new for a lot of you guys, so we got this. I think we're good to go.
We're good.
We're good to go.
We're good. Okay.
The rest I'll answer on the website. So
yeah,
here we go.
We'll get there. But there is some cool AI news. There's always cool AI news.
Oh, there's a lot of news.
There's a lot of news. So we need to get to some fun AI news. Let me do two things. One, God, there's so many banners. I love banners. I'm a big fan of the banners. Okay. I guess we don't really need, hold on. I was going to show you this article, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to see the article. I'll just read it to you. Okay, so we got to talk about Hugging Face. We got to talk about Nvidia. I think they're like fifth largest company now. Holy smokes!
They absolutely crushed earnings. Oh my gosh! Because
everybody's
of
like AI is just it's a fad.
Just like the internet, buddy. Just like the internet.
Sheesh. Okay. We'll start with AI startup Hugging Face announced a $235 million Series D raise on Thursday, led by Google, Amazon, Nvidia, Salesforce, IBM. You want to guess where the layoffs are going to be? Google, Amazon, Nvidia, Salesforce, IBM. God, some other company, I don't know, we talked about it yesterday. Some other company just shuttered or is shuttering an Arizona IT facility. They're like where people would like answer phones and like, yeah, all gone. See you later. Bye. Robots. What does Hugging Face do? The platform provides tools for sharing and running open source AI, as well as libraries, other tools for customizing systems. It currently hosts 500,000 different models and 250,000 data sets, which is a lot. This round brings the company's total raise to $395.2 million to date, putting the startup at a $4.5 billion valuation. CEO Delangue says AI is the new way of building all software. Yeah. I mean, yeah. He hopes to have 100 million AI builders relying on Hugging Face in the next 5 years. And most of those will be robots plugged into robots. And you think, robot, wait a minute, AI to AI. What does that sound like? The whole dang business proposition for Hypercycle. Letting computers talk to computers, letting AI systems talk to AI systems, and getting a little fee on that. Anyway, I guess the relevance of this is that there is soaring demand for collaborative AI development, and this whole idea of having custom models makes a lot of sense. People like it. Hugging Face is they're kind of like the predominant open source go-to, right? Like you think any of the, you know what? Have you messed around with Hugging Face, Brandon?
No.
Have you ever hugged someone's face?
On purpose, or is that like an accidental? You're going in
where you didn't get an assault charge,
and you accidentally hug their face.
Yeah,
where you did. No.
Yeah, where you didn't end up having a detective come and question you later.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Nvidia continues to rocket. Nvidia continued to blow away Wall Street on Monday. Let's see. Well, pretty much every day this week it's been good, but Wednesday was a big day. Their earnings report, the company achieved kind of their highest highs. And again, I think they became the 5th biggest company in the universe because we don't care about anything that's on Earth. There's obviously a lot of demand for AI chips, and again, the Nvidia chips are not AI chips. They're not purpose-built for AI. They're GPU chips. Anyway, the revenue doubled last quarter on soaring data. Center demand surging 100% from the previous year and beating the already pretty high market expectations, because everybody was worried like, well, the expectations for Nvidia are so high. There's no way they could possibly. Yep. They still blew it out of the water.
They crushed it. I mean, obviously there's a bit of sell-off yesterday, but like, I mean, that was to be expected. There's still going to be, this is going to continue the uptrend. I mean, everybody's going to need these chips, man.
Yeah.
They're the only ones. And did you know they have more demand they can't even keep up with. They are sold out till 2024, the end of 2024, and they can't even keep up with that for these AI chips. They're the only one building the correct
bodes
chips.
well for True AGI.
Yes.
Which, by the way, for private clients, True AGI will have we should have next week, we'll have an update on that investment. For those of you that don't know, Digital Private Clients got an equity. We were the first equity investor in True AGI. Woo-woo! Anyway, like Brandon was saying, production constraints have led to an intense scramble for a very limited amount of chips. And then there's rumor shortage that has some startups even using like scarce GPUs as collateral for loans. So guess what's become a commodity? GPUs. The CEO, whose net worth reportedly rose a cool $4 billion this week, he's doing all right. Said
he's
that
the fastest growing billionaire this year. He's
good for him.
Like, worth like $32 billion.
He took some big risks, man. He took some big risks, and it paid off. And a lot of people were telling him he was an idiot.
That fastest GPU is 40 grand a pop right now, and ungettable pretty much.
Ungettable. Oh, that's almost a song. Whatever. Okay, so word. Do you think he's like an AI chip kingpin?
Oh yeah, dude. He walks into a place and everybody knows, he wears that t-shirt, chips.
Anyway, he's kind of holding the keys to the castle. He's like a cartel dude. Anyway, but like a cool video game cartel guy. Anyway, everybody's got to go through him for now for this kind of GPU chip arms race. But there will be new chips that's coming. I don't know the timeline, but I know everybody's working on AI chips. And again, these are not those, but these are what everyone's using. So we'll see. What's the lesson during a gold rush? You don't want to be searching for gold. You want to be selling picks and shovels, I think. Okay, little quick hits. Amazon loads up on TNF broadcast with AI. So Amazon's bringing new AI tools to its Thursday night football broadcast this season. For the 6 people that still watch that, a new secondary Prime stream will include AI enhancements, including highlighting blitzing defenders, suggesting play calls, calculating situational statistics, and more. Wow. Talk about making football fun. It's going to look like Madden. Anyway, the AI additions come as part of an effort to make games more engaging. Not video games that are already engaging. Make football games more engaging for data-driven fans. Okay, I guess. Meta has new AI tools for coders. We talked about that, I think, Wednesday, Code Llama. OpenAI partnered with Scale AI for supervised fine-tuning. And so OpenAI named data labeling startup Scale AI as its preferred partner for fine-tuning GPT 3.5, letting the company apply its expertise to customize models for clients. The announcement comes on the heels of a recent pilot showing that if you fine-tune GPT 3.5, it matches the quality of the responses of GPT-4 at a much reduced cost. That's pretty cool. And it's going to start to become important. The cost of AI search, the cost of compute, things like that are going to be quite important. And then let's see. 3 AI-powered strap-on shoes can make you walk 3 times faster. Have you heard, Brandon? You heard about this super fast AI shoes?
I saw those. Have you watched the video of those?
Holy
Those guys
smack,
are like
that dude
walking.
is hauling ass.
That's pretty cool looking. And then he's like passing people in the park,
Jesus,
and they're like,
they're looking at him like, what a dick. Anyway, American startup Shift Robotics. Oh, I want to take a shift. Have developed Moonwalkers, AI-powered shoes that increase walking speeds by 250% for you slow rollers out there, or just to use them in the airport when you're having to go through customs. That's a kick in the nuts, especially at LAX where it's like a 14-mile walk. I don't know why customs is 14 miles. Anyway, they resemble skates. The shoes integrate machine learning algorithms to synchronize with your walking patterns, and they achieve speeds of about 11 kilometers an hour. That's so fast that, like, can you imagine what happened? Oh, he died. He was walking. He fell. He got in a walking wreck. That's the worst kind. Anyway, they want to augment walking efficiency rather than supplant it. Priced at, these are cheap. Does anyone want to guess what they cost? Does anyone want to guess what these bad boys cost?
this should be good.
$1,400.
Ooh.
Damn pair of Gucci's is $900. You don't get shit. You just get a pair of shoes that say Gucci. They're no different than the $48 shoes you get at Ross. They say Gucci though. You're like, oh, you're fancy. No, I'm not fancy. I'm broke. I'm on financial life support because I'm a dummy. Anyway, IBM reports analog AI chips patterned after the human brain. Cool. Their research has developed an analog AI chip inspired by the human brain. Everything's inspired by the human brain. That's like those movies. It's about UFO. You see this preview for like a movie about aliens and UFOs and predators and shit. And then they go, inspired by true events. What true event? The true event that there's people. Inspired by a true story that a guy made up at a bar. Like, come on, man. Anyway, the mixed signal chip that IBM is putting out contains 64 analog in-memory cores, each hosting an array of synaptic cell units. The chip achieved 92.8% accuracy on the CFAR10 dataset and demonstrated improvements in latency and energy consumption. I know everyone here was like, man, I sure hope it improves energy and consumption and improvements in latency. Well, your wishes have been granted. Let's see, ARM, the chip designer, they're filing for IPO. Oh, real quick, don't fall for this stuff that you'll get about certain companies going public. OpenAI is not going public. They like 2 weeks ago, they're like, we have no desire to go public. We have billions of dollars and we don't have to answer to the a-hole public. Why on earth would they go take public money? So then they could go sit in front of Congress more than they already do. They don't need, now what you do have occasionally is this is the same thing that's happening with Ripple. I always get these emails. Hey, you want to buy Ripple equity? No, I don't. But if I did, it would be from an early investor that's flipping their equity through some kind of contract. But you're not actually, if they never go public, you just have an illiquid, weird kind of inert asset that you have to find a way to monetize. Kind of like all those dick bags did in 2007 and 2008, which led to the MBS crisis. You take illiquid assets that don't have a market, you try to create a market for them. Guess what? When you can't move the illiquid asset, the whole thing collapses. And so that's that. So just be careful when you get emails and stuff offering you, pre-IPO, this and that. Unless you're worth $100 million, they don't give a shit about you. You are exit liquidity for somebody. Keep that in mind. None of us matter. I got a lot of money and I don't matter. I don't get real emails. No one's really offering me anything. They're offering me exit liquidity douchebag, funny money tokens that I have to trade real money for. So anyway, there's that. That's the cool stuff. Just real quick, anybody that uses Microsoft Windows 11, it's getting a full AI reboot. That's badass. Oh, and in a week and a half, Apple is going to do their big thing, and it's a rumor that they're going to announce the AI-ification of everything, of Siri, of every piece of tech that they've got. So could be pretty cool. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, should we switch over to some look at these markets and market news, things like that?
Yeah,
Brandon,
let's check out the markets. I saw.
Did you? Yeah.
Go. Okay, so here's what I heard, and then.
Oh, it brings me so much pleasure. Just in the mid-sentence, I try to imagine where is Brandon's mid-sentence? And can I start the graphic at that point? Nancy Pelosi. All right.
Stop it.
Freaking Nancy. Okay.
I have more power than you think I have. Let's go. What were you saying? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Did you?
I'm right here, buddy. I'm right here.
Yeah, right. Come on, yeah. Anyway, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over markets right now because I think it's interesting. I have something to say after this. I'll wait.
Okay,
I'll wait. Go ahead.
The only news I was going to talk about, God, man. So people ask me how I have scumbag vision. You don't need scumbag vision in order to have scumbag vision. All you need is basic literacy. And like, if you're willing to click 3 or 4 news articles deep, you'll find out everything you want. So FTX is still unwinding, this constant gummy unwind. I guess we should kind of talk about it because it's so grimy. So they're seeking out safe haven for the remaining crypto assets. They're going to put them over at Galaxy Digital. Anyone want to just throw up a guess about who Galaxy Digital is? By the way, the FX bankruptcy right now is burning $1.5 million of investor deposits a day, of what's left, of what that wasn't stolen by the douchebag crypto jargon bro orgy factory, right? So $1.5 million a day, gone. That's right. Luna tattoo dude. So you say, okay, wait, why would the scummiest company that's trying to, they were talking about relaunching. Oh, no. No, you don't relaunch this. I mean, I guess they're trying to relaunch Luna also. So you look at this and you say, okay, well, who's Galaxy Digital? Let's take a dive. Well, it takes about 13 seconds to see it's an investment firm founded by, now we'll use the term billionaire affectionately because that may not longer be the case. However, Novogratz, Michael Novogratz is the founder and CEO of Galaxy Digital, which offers institutions and blah, blah, blah. Well, this sounds awesome. If I'm an FTX investor, I'm thinking, man, we got Novogratz in our corner. We should be fine. Well, maybe. Just a real quick bit about, because I pan this dude a lot only because I see him wear his Tony Stark glasses and go out and give it the large one. And people seem to hang on every word this guy says. And I just go, what a dick. But maybe I'm too judgmental and I don't want people just to think because I don't like someone that they're bad. I mean, I didn't like Sam Bankman-Fried and I was proved wrong on that. I didn't like Mr. Wonderful. I didn't like Do Kwon over at Luna. I didn't like Celsius. I didn't like, oh, wait. Okay, in all those cases, I was right. But in all the other cases, anyway, after a stint in the New Jersey National Guard, where he was helicopter pilot, Novogratz began his career with Goldman Sachs. On April 1st, 1989, he joined the firm as a short-term bond market salesman. Remember, Goldman Sachs is a sales job. They're not traders. They're salespeople. They sell you stuff. You buy the stuff. Sometimes the stuff goes up. Sometimes the stuff goes down. But they get a commission. That's how they make money. They don't make money from you winning. Oh, by the way, Goldman Sachs, on almost every single large trade, trades against their clients. They take the other side of every single bet. They're more like a bookie. They're not there to hook you up. Let's just put it that way. He lived in Asia. This is Novogratz from 1992 to 1999. Took a sales position for Goldman Sachs in Tokyo in 1992. He eventually John Corzine. You guys remember him? You should. because he completely corrupted and disintegrated a giant bunch of billions of dollars. Anyway, Corzine sent him to Hong Kong to run a trading desk for the firm. He was elected a partner at Goldman in 1998, where he was the president of Goldman Sachs Latin America and the head of fixed income, currencies, and commodities risk in Asia. He claims his sudden departure, this is the part that they like to just keep kind of like, oh, no big deal. His sudden departure from Goldman a year after the firm went public was due to the consequences of partying like a rock star. Sounds like the kind of dude you want managing your money, does it not?
Yes, I love it when they party like a rock star.
Yes,
and my money,
especially with my money. Okay, in March 2002, after a couple years of rehab, partying or whatever you do between partying and your next job, Novogratz joined Fortress Investments in time to join. I don't want to name the other people because a couple of those other people are actually decent. I don't like to mix their names in with his. Anyway, this is all public information. They took the company public in February 9th, on February 9th, 2007, their IPO. During the IPO, the company sold an 8% share to the public for $600 million before assuming his role at Fortress as principal and director of Fortress Credit Corporation in 2006. He served as the co-chief information officer, of macro funds at Fortress Investment Group, LLC, which is all just embed together stuff, same crap. Although the Fortress domain included both hedge funds and private equity investments, Novogratz and his fellow Princeton homies, they were in the hedge fund side. The stock price had risen to $35 at the IPO by December 3rd, 2008. It dipped as low as $1.87. Why? Oh, withdrawals from Novogratz Drawbridge Global Macro Fund were shut off. Like, wait, what? Fortress folded. Yeah, that's right. After taking all this money, they folded, and Novogratz and his colleagues lost hundreds of millions betting on the Swiss franc and the Brazilian assets. So, party like a rock star, blown up. See you later, bye. I left Goldman Sachs. People forgot about it. They just remember that he worked at Goldman Sachs. They gave him many hundreds of millions of dollars. They took a company. They went public at $35, and just some months later, it was $1.87. So 35. Buy high and sell low. Brandon, you're in. You want in?
Yeah, always right here. That's where I buy everything.
I think their slogan was, "We lose a little on every deal, but we make it up in volume." Anyway,
what? That's losing volume. Then, right? If you do the math.
So they were gambling on the Swiss franc, and they got caught off guard like a bunch of idiots. They were gambling on Brazilian assets. Surprise, surprise. All the money's gone. It's all gone. See you later. Bye. Well, the good thing is if you get booted out of every possible place in American finance, you just go to Canada. So he is now the CEO of Galaxy Investment Partners, a cryptocurrency investment firm. They have had a lot better luck, I'll be honest. Originally scheduled to start their fund December 15, 2017. They shelved it because he didn't like market conditions, and he's the guy who knows what bad market conditions look like, because that's usually when he's investing your money. Sorry. That's when he's selling it at a loss. $35, $1.87, bankruptcy. Anyway, Galaxy Digital Holdings is one of the few cryptocurrency companies required to publish financial results, which is too bad because unfortunately they've had to publish the results. In the first 9 months of 2018, the company lost $136 million in their crypto trading. But I don't know why anybody expected anything different, because he's lost everywhere he's gone 100%. And when I say 100%, if a company goes from solvent to insolvent, that's 100%. It's all gone. Anyway, so, but you know what? They got off to a rough start, but once they got going, things got going. In 2017, Galaxy Digital contributed to an $80 million funding round for technology company Bitfury. By Q2 of 2022, their losses had widened to 554 million, following a $182 million loss for the past year. Whew, you see, 100 million here, 100 million there. Pretty soon you lost your investors a lot of money.
These seem like pretty big numbers. Oh my gosh.
This
I don't know
guy
if
is
you've done that. Have
dude,
you
this
done the
guy-
math on all this? This is crazy.
It's such bad luck that you just think this is where gamblers
Bad
step in and go,
luck, bad
he's due.
luck."
He's due. No, it's just bad luck.
Yeah, sure.
He does know
okay.
what he's doing. The fact that everywhere he's ever worked has either gone under, been indicted, fired, or gone to zero, that's bad luck, bro. He wears blue blue glasses.
Yep.
No one that wears Tony Stark. And by the way, he's such a dick. Those are the Tony Stark glasses because I looked at them and I looked on eBay. They're the Tony Stark glasses on eBay for like 49 bucks. I know because I have 2 pairs right over there.
No way.
Yeah, I thought they were cool.
Do you wear those out in public?
No, because they're too stupid. My head's not big enough for those Tony Stark glasses. I don't understand how everybody's head's so big. Anyway, mine is not. That's you know what? I don't have the part of the brain that allows gambling. It's because my head's just not that big. Anyway,
you're not a gambler. Yeah, that's true.
In 2017, he stated that 20% of his net worth was in Bitcoin and Ethereum, which means he did well. I mean, he did do well. He got in. He was convinced by the Winklevoss to get into Ethereum in the very low, like $6, $8 range. So he did do good. But again, he just gambled. I'm glad the gamble paid off. I mean, not so good for his investors, though. They still had all of their losses. It's just that he did good. He says again, this is hard to quantify because they've not sold, at least not publicly. Anyway, he says he made 250 million from crypto in 2016 to 2017, which is a little weird, kind of hard to prove, but I think that's probably close to accurate, at least on paper. Anyway, at a 2022 crypto conference, he boasted that he was the only guy in the world that's got both a Bitcoin tattoo and a Luna tattoo.
Oh no, that's his claim to fame?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Woo! Less than 3 weeks later, UST, the algorithmic Terra Luna stablecoin, which by the way, their own people at the company said we can't sustain more than 3.5% interest. The people that designed it for Do Kwon. But I guess math never, anyway, whatever. So look at my Luna tattoo. And it was the token that was supposedly pegged to the dollar. Zero, gone. See you later, bye. I could go on, but I'm not going to.
Oh, this could be like an all-day thing.
Yeah. I say this because almost everybody in crypto thinks that he's some kind of like evil, not even evil, just a genius. Like he's so genius. He's so smart. He makes such good moves. No, he does not. And the problem is that simply being rich should not make you, I mean, it just does. People, they get gloss-eyed around rich people. It's like a cognitive bias. You get this halo effect like, oh my God, he's rich, therefore must be really smart. No, it's like Mark Cuban. At least with Mark Cuban, he's a nice guy, like a decent dude. He's not partying like a rock star. Like he's just a decent dude, which is cool. But he's terrible with money and investments. And so I urge you as we start like September, you got to be very careful the noise that you absorb. You're getting a lot of noise. And sometimes it's well-intentioned, foolish noise where people, like Tone Vase. Tone Vase is a dummy, but he's a well-intentioned dummy. Tone Vase doesn't wake up in the morning saying, I want to screw people over. He's just an idiot, right? He's just he's a Bitcoin ideologue idiot. And he looks at charts and he thinks that, and he's been wrong for forever, but it doesn't matter. He's not a bad guy. He'll still end you bankrupt. You will still be bankrupt. And this is the thing. There are well-intentioned fools that will bankrupt you. And then there are just creeps that will bankrupt you. And there's so many of them that you have to stop listening to these douchebags and you just got to do your own work. You got to do your own, you have to take the effort, learn your game theory, learn your cognitive bias so you can get out of your own way, understand the macroeconomic sphere, understand, are we in deflation? Are we in inflation? Is it stagflation, disinflation, reinflation? Like, these things do matter because they help you make more attentive decisions, or at least you have this thesis of what the world looks like and you can express that in your investments. And if you express that better than the dude next to you, which the dude next to you doesn't give a crap, they're too busy looking at the AI the stat numbers on Thursday Night Football, right? Bread in the circus. So you're competing with idiots, and most of those idiots get their marching orders from other idiots or corrupt idiots. And so you don't have to be, people have this kind of thing like, oh, I've got to be some investment guru genius. No, you just have to not be stupid and not listen to noise. So I would just say, be very careful. This is kind of like just a cautionary tale, but like basic. And also, like, if you're listening to us and you're like, I don't like this guy, tune out, bro. I don't think anybody should be getting information from people that they either don't like or don't trust. You got to find sources that you feel comfortable with, right? And just do your own work. And also, you don't want to have someone to blame your whole life. You want to know, you want to take like accountability for your own investment decisions. So this is why I won't give any of my relatives, they're like, hey, what should I get? I'm like, yeah, whatever the hell you want. I ain't telling you nothing. Because if I tell them to get something and they buy it and it goes up, they're going to tell everybody how smart they are. Ooh, I bought this. It went up. I'm a guru. If it goes down, they're going to be like, oh, Nick fucked me. So they won't say that. They'll probably say it differently.
Yeah, they're going to bleep it out. They're going to bleep it out, Nick.
No, they won't bleep it. Not my family. Bunch of drunk asshole lawyers.
I want to meet your family.
They will not. They'll be too intoxicated. Oh, that piece throwing up everywhere. Anyway, you got to take responsibility for your decisions. So a lot of what we're going to be doing, talking, in September as we build portfolios and as we manage them into what we think will be a turnaround in the markets, you have to have full control of your own decision-making processes. Don't wait on anyone else. Don't get marching orders from anyone else. Get as much information, tune out the noise, make your decisions, take your exits, take profit. It's easy to say it now, but when you see things going up, you start thinking, oh man, I made this much. Well, I'll just double that by 2 by this time next year. No, that's not how the things work. Take your money. Get some money off the table. Get some stable coin. It's okay. You'll be all right. Okay, that being said, now, Brandon, was there anything other than Bitcoin just kind of languishing, kind of flat? Did you see anything in the market you thought was remarkable?
I heard something yesterday, and tell me if this is true. And it doesn't make sense to me. The Mt. Gox thing, right? Yep. I heard a rumor that they're not going to be paying people out in Bitcoin. They're going to be paying people out in US dollars.
Some, yeah.
Which that is okay. So what that means, some or all? Is it
some?
Just some?
Some. Okay. So what they did,
so that means they sold it to investors, basically, right?
Well,
and so
yeah, they did a civil rehabilitation. Civil rehabilitation in Japanese parlance is, let's take all the Bitcoin we have. Let's everybody that can prove that they're a creditor. Okay, great. Once we got that big giant list, several years ago, they started offering, hey, does anybody want a cash payment now? Like a cash payment now. Many people were like, yes. Okay. They're like, the deal is you're going to get at 8 cents, 9 cents, 80 cents, 90 cents on the dollar. They would have these arrangements. Other companies would come in, make that payment, and then they would buy their claims, right? This is like a secondary, like a tertiary market activity. So in doing all that, many of the claims have already kind of been settled. What will happen is a lot of that Bitcoin will transfer to the possession of these investors that came in and bought Bitcoin on the cheap. Now, when they bought it, at what price? Did they buy it at 69,000? Did they buy it at 6,900? Did they buy it at 16,900? I don't think we don't have all that data. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that. I heard this a while back. So I was just wondering if there's any relevance anymore to the Mt. Gox dump, or is it pretty much negligible at this point?
I think it's negligible, and I think it's mostly been priced in.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to get that out of the way going forward. Because
you could have a couple days, like a couple anemic days where some market behavior got kind of wonky. But I would think, BlackRock has been buying.
Oh, so much. Every single dip I think is attributed to BlackRock. Something news cycle happens so they can buy more. I can almost, if you could like write a movie, that's what's happening. The manipulation is so real. So that's just I think that's fact. I think that's not opinion. I think that's fact.
Okay. What looks yummy? Brandon. What looks
so here's the thing, and people have been asking. Oh, yeah, there you go. This is the thing. People are like, hey, how do I stake Cardano? How do I get stuff? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I haven't messed with Cardano, and I sold all my Cardano. I sold about $1.92, right?
Ooh, nice.
Today is the day, or not today, but this last week I've been looking at Cardano. It's the juiciest thing on this list for me right now.
Yeah,
number one.
It's probably it's my top layer 1 asset. For right now. I'm also looking at Filecoin, very tasty. Again, I'm not telling anyone what to do. This is what I'm looking at. Optimism, I'm still dollar cost averaging into. Graph I don't know where Graph sits. My gut feeling
feels more like a gamble for me.
It's a gamble
almost. That's where I'm at with Graph.
Yeah.
And so all that I've bought of Graph, I know that it's a gamble, but I could be a good gamble.
I think so too. I think it gets an easy 2 to 5x in an expansionary market. The other one, Ocean, anywhere but for me below 40 cents. By the way, they have a kind of an active partnership or kind of alliance with Fetch, so that's kind of cool. Which has been performing, well-ish.
Decent. No, it's been holding up really well.
Yeah, it's still big and fat and green, look at the AI assets, bang bang, and data. So you're still doing good. A lot of people are lamenting, oh man, it got to 66 cents and it's down. I'm like, bro, we were buying it at 4 cents for a year straight. So you only made 300% on your money. Cry yourself to sleep on your damn Christian Dior pillow. I don't even know if they make pillow. I bet they do. I bet they make pillowcases. That seems like a fancy ass thing. Hypercycle over 40 cents. I would urge, if you're on the BNB side, of Hypercycle, you may want to just hold off until the native token, because once the native token, and you can see those tokens in the node, then the price variance is a quick arbitrage for somebody.
Well, not only that, but a token's a token. And I've told people this. They say, well, if I have all my tokens on BNB, I'm like, I don't care, keep them there. Because what's going to happen is you're going to basically bridge those over to the native token, just like you do with Fetch or anything else. You're going to bridge those over to the native token, and then tokens are still usable just like the ETH token, regardless of the price right now. So if you're not selling, don't sell. Just hold it.
Good news, everyone, about Cogito. This just in.
Oh my goodness. I did not see that. What? Nick,
it's a dumpster fire.
Oh my goodness, Nick, this is just the story's telling itself from the beginning, though.
Right?
Like you could have opened up. It's like watching the trailer, right? And I'm pretty
embarrassing.
As far as the trailer goes, a trailer comes out. I'm like, that movie's gonna suck. My wife's like, how do you know? I'm like, it's gonna suck. We go to the movie, it sucks, right? You watch the trailer of Cogito. You watch the team with their first announcement. We're launching on BNB only. There's the story.
Don't worry, because just 3 months later, they're going to do a complete pivot and completely shit can everything that they talked about in their white paper in favor of an all new direction run by bankers. Okay. And I think I want to finish out. You didn't have any wallet stuff you wanted to do, Brandon? Did you? Was there any? I want to do a quick word on debt. I want to leave people. I urge everyone to kind of think about getting their debt sorted out, at least mentally, over the weekend. We're about to enter a phase where a lot of debt is going to kick back on a lot of groups, especially in America. Students, people that had rent kind of offset rents, auto payments, and all this kind of stuff. Any of the morons that had adjustable rate mortgages, and those are getting booted upwards. Like, a lot of people are going to be paying a lot of, or at least supposed to be paying. That is not even talking about all of the commercial real estate freaking chaos that's about to go down. So there's going to be, over the next about 3 months, there's going to be a lot more of us on the hook for debt than we were, say, now or even 6 months ago. And that's a big deal because U.S. savings, excuse me, I have a frog. U.S. savings are already kind of in the toilet. They're already worse off than they were pre-COVID. That should be a huge, huge alarm bell. The U.S. government is now spending over $1 trillion a year to service our debt. And everybody's like, well, it's unsustainable. It will crash and all this kind of stuff. I don't think it will just crash, but at some point, the U.S. debt market will not be as enticing to everybody else as it is right now. Right now, it's the best bad debt market, right? But it won't be. It might not be forever. And if that dynamic changes, then dollar hegemony could also start to shift, and that would look pretty bad. Then you have lie, print, and go to jail as like the government strategy. Like, politicians just start lying. They start printing money as fast as possible. They start buying up everything they can, and then many of them go to jail. But luckily, we're not there yet, because at least, I mean, it's not like they're, marching presidents in front of cameras and having mugshots and all that kind of stuff. At least we're not there yet, right? At least we're not at that stage of, oh, yeah. So be very careful. Do not borrow money and invest it in the stock market. Do not borrow money for cryptocurrency. Don't borrow money and go to a casino, man. And guess what? The stock market, cryptocurrency, the casino, the only difference is, at least at a casino, you're going to lose. In the stock market and crypto, there's this presumption that you might win. Don't think of investing like that. Think of investing like this. You do some effort, you do some work, you have an intellectual arbitrage ability over the other people investing. You're arriving at a conclusion before the crowd does. Okay? But the best thing you can do to set yourself up to invest peacefully with a good mindset and not take stupid risks is get the fuck out of debt. Get out of debt. You should not be investing a single dollar. I have a friend who is hitting me up on Facebook. I want to join digital private class. I said, hell, do you have any credit card debt? Yeah, but it's almost gone. Then hit me up when your credit card debt's gone, bro. That is predatory debt. Wouldn't even have been illegal. It wouldn't even have been legal 5 years ago. It wouldn't have been legal 10 years ago. But they changed some things. Glass-Steagall was repealed, and now you can 29% credit card debt. That
29%. How can you outpace that in any even crypto? Like, you have to. I mean, I think some of our assets will, but how can you outpace 29% debt? Like,
you can't win, bro. You just can't win. So I would just urge everyone to think about, if there's ways you can get out of debt, lower debt, even if that requires, look, even Ethereum fell off his wall. Just talking about it. Omen. What an omen. I know. I debt discussed your Ethereum right off your wall. Anyway.
That's solid metal. If that hit my head, that would have killed me. That's metal.
It wouldn't have killed you. It weighs like 1 pound.
I would be dead. It would have sliced my head, and I would have been like.
So anyway, good job. Nice. Everybody here who has gotten out of debt in like the last, say, 18 months, hit us up in the chat and just say that you got it. Because I think people don't put enough importance on getting out of debt. So I wish that thing had chopped him in half. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how this video would have gone out if it had chopped him like in half?
Viral.
Super viral. More viral than the thing I'm dealing with.
So worth.
Okay,
hey,
debt free.
At least I would finally get some rest from all this hypercycle node stuff.
Debt free. debt free.
Uh,
Mortgage is, excuse me, part of American society, but debt free, debt free, debt free, debt free. This is the key. All right. Yeah, they are loan sharks. Okay. Let's call it a day. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Brandon and I will argue about whether or not I was under the impression that the first behind the wall episode is Friday.
I get what you're saying, but I was also under the impression you said we have 2 free weeks of shows.
Well, who has sleeves? Hard to argue.
I guess you have a point.
Huh?
Are we 2 free bonus shows Monday and Wednesday, right? Is that what we're talking?
Yes, two more freebies. And
my
also for those of you that don't choose to hang out with us, that's fine. We're still going to have free. We still have the tech videos will always be free because we want people making good technical choices.
We do.
So that'll always be, we will just get on the mailing list, go to Nick Black Next, get on the mailing list so that we can let you know when we have a new tech video and you can, get it. Other than that,
wait, here's the thing.
ahead.
Here's the thing. So everybody's happy too. We're going to do 2 free bonus shows, but that's fine. But if you've already paid, you guys are getting so much more in the dashboard. So it's like a win-win. Like I would still encourage people to get in the dashboard because there's so much more in there that you still don't get for the free show.
Maybe you should have a dashboard walkthrough video.
Oh my gosh. Like a full on one. As soon as I finish that chat area, I'm going to do a full new dashboard walkthrough.
Oh yeah. All right. Everyone stay in school. Don't do drugs. Please put a like on the video. 187. That's crazy. Hey, the plane we just bought, the tail thing is, it's something cool. It's like 186 Papa Golf or something like that.
Papa don't golf. We're in trouble. Man.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. We're getting into planes at Drive LA. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything by poor and solvent drunk, strung out on meth, grandmother, or Brandon wouldn't do, which is very little, as you know.
Are you tired of all the uneducated noise you're getting from the droves of YOLO meme coin peddling douchebag gurus out there trying to use you as their exit liquidity? Would you rather learn a competent university-level set of skills that will guide you in managing and investing for the rest of your life? Join us 3 days a week at Digital Investor. Develop your knowledge of game theory, cognitive bias, macroeconomics, monetary theory, investment theory, psychology of the crowds, and more. For more info on Digital Investor and how it can help you, reach out at nickblacknext.com.